My people, it is no news again that Olori Naomi's return back into the palace has been set and everything has been concluded. And right now, the renovation of her apartment, according to what we heard allegedly, only have ordered for a quick speed up and it is supposed to be ready very soon. Remember that apartment has been abandoned for a very, very long time because Olori Naomi left the palace in December 2020, and since then come today, that apartment has little or not been occupied, despite the fact that all these Oloris keep entering over and over again to go and plant charms and the rest. But the apartment needs to be updated for Naomi to move in as she plans on returning back into the palace. So right now, this is the drill. Olori Naomi is on an opinion that Tedenikawo does not return back into the palace. And, the whole goal of this whole thing that we know very well, the whole goal is for Tedenikawo to return back into the palace with the mother. But Olori Naomi is saying that divorce are not settled, things are very scattered, everybody's doing what the person wants, things are wallowing up and down, and she does not understand. So having that faith and a set of confidence that Tedenikawo would return back into the palace and be in safe hands, she is finding it difficult. Yes, every mother will be concerned. Every mother who cares for the child will be very, very concerned about this whole Prince Tedenikawo returning back into the palace in the midst of divorce not settled, Toby doing what she wants, Miriam doing what she wants, Ronke coming out to throw bombs when she feels it is time to strike, and all of these things. It does nobody would want to. But now the big question is, if Tedenikawo does not return, then why is the Oni fighting so hard for you to come back? Because Oni wants his family put together, and by his family put together he means you, Olori Naomi, and his son Prince Tedenikawo. So right now it is beginning to look like even Olori Naomi is developing cold feet. Yes, because she knows very well that if she strikes a button at Prince Tedenikawo, it will get to the Oni, and certainly the Oni wants his son back into the palace. That is what he wants. So my people right now know this is the cocoa on ground. If Prince Tedenikawo is not coming back into the palace, then why is Naomi returning back into the palace? Has become a question everybody is asking. Yes, Oni wants his wife back into the palace, but remember what the Oni said, that all he has envisioned over time is to what? Be with his family. And by his family he means Olori Naomi and Prince Tedenikawo inclusive. So now Naomi is on an opinion that the palace is too chaotic at the moment. Every single thing is falling apart. Things are not really, really the way they looked at, or things are not exactly the way she hoped they are. And every single thing is going the way all the Oloris want. No divorce happened. She's being quite curious of how the turn out of these things will be, and exactly we understand her concern. But then she should also know that why the Oni has been fighting restlessly over the years to make sure that she returns back into the palace despite all the basbos and fighting that people have put up to make sure that it doesn't happen. Yet is simply because what he wants to have her and Olori now and President Nikawo back into the palace. Now people are beginning to wonder if Naomi has found something else or somewhere more better where she wants to put her head, that she is not interested in returning back into the palace. Because if you want to judge right, the last time we checked, Naomi was on the checkbook of people who really, really wanted to return back to their marriages and settle down. Because Naomi did not leave on an account that she was tired of her marriage. Naomi left on an account that of conspiracy in the palace became too much for her. You live in an environment where every single thing that happens, you are blamed for it. Every single thing that goes on, it is you. Even when she left the palace, the whole conspiracies continued because these women, to a very large extent, they felt Naomi was that one perfect person that they can always blame for the misfortunes in their life. Naomi is that one person that every single time they can go after. Naomi is that one person that every single minute they would they would make her seem miserable. But the fun fact of this is that although Naomi knew her stand, she understood better when she left the palace. She knew after a very long run that this is this woman's nature, and no matter what happens, they are not going to change. No matter what you do, they will still remain who they are. So Olori Naomi has, over the years, adapted to a nature that these women have presented before her. And that nature is to overlook whatsoever they do because they have this childish nature, this whole ability of, trying to manipulate people, force things to be even when they are not there. They are this kind of persons that will try to convince you that this thing exists when nothing at all exist. That's the kind of person Oni's wives are. And day after day, time after time, Olori Naomi came to a point of understanding. Naomi came to
trying to
that
see
point
the
of
other side
realization
of
that
her that
this
will be
is who these
revealed.
women are,
But
and this is
since
what
she's
they
not
are
that kind of
capable of,
person, she's
and
not
this
the
is
person
what
who
they can
hides,
do.
or she's not the
And she
person who
had to
lies
take
about her
her stand by
personality or who
what
she
knowing
is.
better
It never
than
got
whatsoever it
revealed
is
in
that
any
these
way
women
at
know.
all.
So
And as we
Olori Naomi
speak right
standing
now,
out by understanding them
they
became
are
a
still
very big
trying
problem for
whatsoever
them.
it is they
But that
can
is
do.
not the drill now. The drill now is that Olori Naomi is not returning back into the palace with her son Prince Tedenika were funny. And we all know that the reason why the Oni has been fighting restlessly over the years for Naomi to return back into the palace is nothing short of Tedenikawo coming back into the palace. So now we'll wait and hear what the Oni has to say about this, because if you would want to check very well, it has just been one thing upon another. Yes, it has just been one thing on top of another since the beginning of this matter. And right now that it is finally here, that we know that it is settled, we know that every single thing is drafted out for her to return, then there is a change all of a sudden. So we'll wait and hear how this whole thing will play out at the end of the day.